What if I told you that a baby, lying in your arms with no words, no memories, and no experience of anything beyond a few weeks of being alive, already has a working theory of how the world operates? Not a perfect theory, not a complete one, but a real, functioning, constantly updating model of reality that is more sophisticated than anything any computer has ever been programmed with. And that the way that theory gets built, moment by ordinary moment, is one of the most quietly astonishing processes in all of human existence. Most of us look at a baby and see someone who is just beginning to understand things, someone at the very bottom of the ladder of knowledge, waiting for us to teach them how the world works. But the science of infant cognition has been overturning that assumption for decades now, and what researchers have found instead is something that flips the whole picture around. Babies do not wait to be taught. They arrive already asking questions, and they spend every waking moment, every single one, running experiments to find the answers. To understand what this looks like, start with something so basic it seems almost too simple to mention. The fact that objects exist even when you cannot see them. You know this. Every adult knows this. If someone puts a ball under a blanket, the ball is still there. The blanket did not make it disappear. This is so obvious to us that it barely qualifies as knowledge. It feels more like air, like something that has always just been true. But for a newborn baby, it is not true. A newborn has no concept yet that objects continue to exist when they leave its field of vision. When the rattle disappears behind your hand, for that tiny brand new brain, the rattle is simply gone, ceased to exist, vanished from reality as completely as if it had never been. And then, somewhere around 4 to 8 months, something changes. The baby begins to search. It looks behind your hand. It reaches under the blanket. It has discovered, through its own observation and repeated experience, one of the foundational facts of physical reality: that the world is permanent, that things continue to exist even when unseen, that absence is not the same as ending. Psychologists call this object permanence, and the moment a baby achieves it is one of the most significant cognitive leaps a human mind ever takes. And the baby takes it entirely on its own, not because someone explained it, but because the baby noticed and wondered and kept paying attention until it understood. Now here is the first twist, and it will genuinely change how you see a baby's mind. For a long time, researchers believed that babies understood very little about physics, logic, or cause and effect until they were old enough to interact with objects in deliberate ways, old enough to stack, throw, push, and pull. But a series of elegant experiments using a simple technique changed everything. Researchers discovered that babies look longer at things that surprise them, that when something impossible happens in front of a baby, the baby stares, held by a kind of wordless astonishment, for measurably longer than when something expected happens. So scientists began showing babies magic tricks. They showed them a ball rolling behind a screen, and when the screen was lifted, revealed 2 balls instead of 1. They showed them an object that appeared to pass through a solid wall. They showed them things that violated the basic laws of physics, and in every case, babies as young as 2 and 3 months stared significantly longer at the impossible outcome than the possible one. Which means that at 2 months old, before a baby can sit up, before it can hold its own head steady for long, it already has expectations about how the physical world should behave. It already knows that 1 ball does not become 2. It already knows that solid objects should not pass through each other. It was never taught these things. No one sat down and explained the laws of physics to a 2-month-old. The baby figured them out, silently, constantly, through the relentless act of paying attention, and when reality violated those laws, it noticed. Here is the second twist, and this one moves from physics into something far more human, far more emotional, and far more revealing about what kind of creatures we actually are. Researchers wanted to know not just whether babies understood the physical world, but whether they understood the social world, whether they had any grasp at the earliest ages of concepts like helping and hindering, fairness and cruelty, giving and taking. What they found stopped them cold. In one now famous study, babies as young as 6 months were shown a simple scene: a shape trying to climb a hill, another shape helping it up, and a third shape pushing it back down. After watching this, the babies were given the chance to reach for one of the shapes. Almost without exception, they reached for the helper and turned away from the hinderer. 6 months old, no language, no moral education, no understanding of the words good or bad. And yet already, something in the baby's mind recognized what helping looked like and preferred it. Already, the seeds of a moral sense were not just present but active, influencing choices, shaping responses, making a baby lean toward kindness before it had any word for what kindness was. Think about what this reveals. We often talk about teaching children to be good, as if goodness is a lesson that must be installed from the outside, as if without instruction, a child would have no sense of right or wrong. But the evidence suggests something far more hopeful than that. That the orientation toward kindness, toward fairness, toward preferring the one who helps over the one who hinders is not taught into us. It is built into us, present before we have language to name it, active before we have experience to justify it, reaching out toward good before we have any conscious understanding of what good means. And perhaps the deepest and most moving realization that all of this points toward is simply this: a baby understanding the world is not a lesser version of an adult understanding the world. It is a different kind of understanding, faster in some ways, more instinctive, more emotionally raw, unburdened by assumption, unclouded by certainty. A baby encounters every single thing as if for the first time, because it is the first time. And that encounter is total, full attention, full wonder, full presence. The ball behind the blanket gets a baby's complete and undivided astonishment. The face appearing in the doorway gets pure, unfiltered joy. The unfair outcome gets a real, unperformed sense of wrongness. Somewhere along the way, most of us lost that. The ability to meet the world with that kind of open, astonished, fully present attention, but every baby is living it right now, every hour of every day, building their understanding of everything from the ground up with nothing but curiosity, attention, and the extraordinary machine of a human mind doing what it was always meant to do. If this gave you a new way of seeing the smallest and most brilliant people in our world, share it with someone who has ever underestimated a baby, because some knowledge makes the ordinary look miraculous. Subscribe for more Mind Secrets.